there were a lot of questions about the Georgia offense and the weapons on the offensive unit coming into this season with all the injuries and a couple departures. And Georgia had a secret weapon and a not so secret weapon, and that is true freshman tight end Brock Bowers. I mean, wow, these last two games and what are his first two collegiate football games have been quite spectacular for someone who has no college experience. And you know, he was someone that wasn't supposed to come on this roster and be a difference maker, and I'll get all into that because of who was ahead of him. But Ryan Curley here with Dog Post, bringing you all the details and some commentary here on a Friday, the day before Georgia's matchup with South Carolina in prime time at Sanford Stadium in Athens, Georgia. So Brock Bowers. Coming into this season, obviously, there was the transfer of Eric Gilbert, and he was on the roster. And then there's a lot of hype around Darnell Washington and how he was probably going to improve and become a little bit of a difference maker this year, even though he didn't have much of an impact last year. Neither of them have played yet, and we don't know if or when Eric Gilbert is going to come back and rejoin the team and actually playing games. That's all up in the air. I don't know the answer to that. And right now, Darnell Washington is doubtful for the game against South Carolina, so that's another game missed. And he's supposed to come back fairly soon, and we'll see what kind of role he has when he comes back. But Brock Bowers right now is tight end 1 on this roster, and he's actually been wide receiver 1 as well for the Georgia Bulldogs. He's leading the team in receiving. He has 150 yards and 2 touchdowns on 9 receptions in just 2 games, a little bit over 16 yards per reception. It's quite ridiculous when you're in person watching him, how well he's playing. And you know, he's just an 18, 19-year-old kid out there doing this with 0 college experience, but he's out there playing like a seasoned veteran, and he has been Georgia's best weapon so far. And it's not even a question. I mean, yes, Jermaine Burton is Georgia's most experienced weapon as far as a receiver, and they're the best receiver that's been healthy, but Brock Bowers has outshone everyone, and it's quite spectacular. He's only going to get better, guys. I mean, but let's look at it. He has it all. He's fast. He has hands. He can block. He's an explosive blocker. He's strong. He's big. He has a big catch radius. He can run routes. We saw him score on a wheel route. We saw him score on a out route. I mean, he's got the whole package for a tight end, man. And it's going to be very interesting to see if his role changes with the return of Darnell Washington. Obviously, if his role changes, if we do end up seeing Eric Gilbert rejoin the Georgia Bulldogs, which right now it doesn't look like that's going to happen, but I don't know the answer to that. So we'll see if Brock's role changes. But man, it's been fun to watch and a pleasant surprise for a team that had some question marks and a lot of injuries in the receiving core. It's been good to see how a freshman can come in and make an immediate impact. So, I mean, he even has high praise rightfully so, he has high praise from all of his teammates. Amir Speed called him a star. Jamari Slayer called him a horse. He runs like a horse. James Cook called him a freak. I've talked to some people within the program, and a lot of people do use the word freak to describe who he is as a player. I mean, he's 6'4", 230 pounds. On this touchdown right here against UAB, where he took it 89 yards, he was clocked at 21.9 miles per hour. That is NFL speed. That is faster than what some NFL players have been clocked on their touchdowns. I mean, you're working with a true freshman tight end that has NFL speed and has hands like that. I mean, this is an elite talent. He was in the 2021 high school class. He was a 4-star. He's, in the top 100 or so players roughly, and he was highly recruited tight end. He was the 3rd best tight end in the 2021 class, and he's getting an opportunity because the opportunity has fallen in his lap, and he is taking advantage of it, and he's become one of Georgia's best weapons on offense so far, and it's going to be exciting to see if he can continue that over the coming games. South Carolina is a perfect opportunity for him to continue to be the number 1 target for whoever lines up at quarterback, which at the moment, as I'm recording this video on Thursday night, September 16th, we are not sure who's starting at quarterback. We don't know if JT Daniels is going to play. I can tell you what I've heard is that JT Daniels and Stetson Bennett have split reps with the ones at practice this week. That is all I've been told, and that's all I've been able to find out. But I don't believe that there is a decision on who's starting and if JT Daniels is going to play or not. So, but regardless, when JT Daniels played quarterback against Clemson, Brock Bowers was the number one receiver. When Stetson Bennett and Carson Beck played against UAB, Brock Bowers was the number one receiver. So, I mean, has the fourth most receiving yards out of tight ends in the entire country. Brock Bowers, I mean, his numbers are significant. So it's going to be interesting. I think South Carolina is obviously another opportunity for him, but it's been a pleasant surprise for the Georgia Bulldogs to get production out of a player that was, to me, all freshmen are question marks. You don't know how they're going to come in and play at the collegiate level. You're not sure. They could be the highest. There's been many 5-stars who have come in and not done well. I mean, here's a Georgia example. Someone who's playing a lot better now. Nolan Smith his freshman year didn't come in and look like a 5-star. Now he's starting to live up to that potential a little bit. But you don't know what you're going to get out of some of these high school guys. And what you're getting out of Brock Bowers is elite tight end play out of a freshman. And that's very good for the Georgia Bulldog offense. So let us know in the comments what you think about Brock Bowers. Remember to go to the site dogpost.com for all your coverage and your insider news. And stay tuned as we'll have all your coverage on Saturday for the South Carolina game.